Hold on.
chat if
Someone else joined.
OTW is he.
Hold on. Welcome.
What's going on, Jack?
I'm truly feeling blessed today.
Well, I'm feeling blessed as well, sir. I was coming over because I was in OTW's channel and he's restreaming you. And so I asked the chat if I should come over and tell you my arrest story from this morning. And they told me yes. So if you'd like to hear it, I could tell you all about it.
Is there a reason I'd want to?
I don't know. Do you know what I do for? Do you know what I do on YouTube?
I think you're one of the auditors.
Well, that's close. I don't like the title auditor. It's kind of like a label, but yeah, I mean, roughly speaking, you know, the rough definition, do I record cops and do I record government? Yes.
No, I haven't paid close attention. I understand you promote common law and you check some of the authority figures. So it sounds like you got arrested this morning. Did you learn anything?
Yes, I learned a tremendous amount this morning. What I learned is that if you record cops and then you enforce the fact that they shouldn't be violating somebody's rights, that they will retaliate against you. They'll look up your information to find out if you have a warrant. And then if you have a warrant out of another geographic area, that they're going to come and they're going to try to arrest you for that, which they told me that they would arrest me. And then they put me in the handcuffs. And then he said, you've got a warrant out of Taylor. And they asked me if I should go take care of it. And then I started pleading with him to please don't do that to his judge because I've already embarrassed him enough. And it's basically made the rounds on YouTube, like it in viral video after viral video of them being embarrassed like crazy in their court. So I'm begging and pleading with this guy to not do that to his poor judge. Don't do that to your poor judge. Do not put me in front of them.
All right. Okay. Great. You answered the question, I think. Do you remember the question I asked? What you learned?
The question was what I learned, right?
Right.
And what I learned.
You learned one of the possibilities is when you try and enforce your right to record uniformed officers in the performance of their duty, it's very likely they're going to look into who the fuck you are. And if you've got warrants available in the public record, well, sure, they may take advantage of that fact because you're annoying them in the performance of their duties.
Well, that is a wonderful way to, that's a wonderful way to sum it up, Jack. And I think you're onto something is that's exactly what they're doing out there is that they're retaliating because they don't like being recorded, which is, I've always found that kind of odd.
Okay, great. Lots of people don't like things. Lots of things are happening in this world. I appreciate you joining so that you can talk about yourself. And I am sure OTW is very, go over and talk about Jack. Don't pay any attention to what he's talking about. Tell your story. Make it about you.
Oh, well, I thought you wanted to know because I asked you if you wanted to know about the arrest and then you asked me what I learned. So I was going to explain what I learned is that the cops are going to retaliate.
Why did you join?
What, the panel?
Talk about you. Because
to talk about the arrest this morning. And well, it could have been anybody that got arrested. So I don't try to come at this like from an egotistical standpoint like this.
I don't mean to be rude. Thank you for your explanations. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for answering my questions. Now, what I'm continually wondering is what does God want us to do? So now that all that happened and you learned what you did, I mean, we can sit around and talk about it over and over and over, and I'm sure that many panels will.
Well, I didn't even get to the best part yet, Jack.
Well, please don't keep me waiting. I'm sorry I interrupted.
So the best part about this is they had me in the cuffs in the back of the car, in the back of the cop car, and then he tells me that these poor guys down in Taylor, Michigan, where my warrant is out of, they don't want me for the day. They said, no, just advise and release. So then the cop opens up the back door. He says, you can come out and I'll take the cuffs off you. And I told him no. Right. That was about the same look that he had when I told him no. The look of shock that you just had on your face, Jack, or the look of confusion. He was very confused when that happened. When I just said, no, I'm not getting out of the back of this cop car. He had to physically drag me out. And then I told him I'm not going to stop until he takes me to his supreme leader. And I don't think he liked that very much. And then after that, after all this is said and done, right? And after I told him as soon as these cops come off, or as soon as these cuffs come off me, I'm hopping right back in your police car. So and he had to physically prevent me from hopping right back in his car. And then he drove off, and then they were wondering why the hell did any of this ever have to happen? And I was wondering the same thing. And I kept trying to remind them that every time they arrest me, it just empowers me and it makes me grow stronger. And then I wanted to see if they had their body cams on, because at this time I wasn't recording. But I think
I heard the best part. Thanks for sharing.